Welcome to the Holland America Eurodam cabin tour presented for the week of March 29th to April 25th. This is for the Ocean View cabin on 4102. This is very close to midship. You can see some people wandering out in the midship hallway. So this is actually my first ocean view. It was described as obstructed, and as you'll see, it certainly is. But that's not so bad. One thing that first impressed me was how big it was compared to other ocean view things I had seen. This is actually the size of a typical veranda balcony for Holland America, except the window stops it and there's no balcony on the other side. But we'll get to that. Here we are in the front hall. One whole side is nothing but closets, and then of course you got the bathroom. Closets are perfect. You got plenty of room for everything, and considering it was just me on this trip, there's even more room. Each of these two main closets have pull-down shelves, so you can actually have more space, or put them up to be able to hang your longer garments. So here I actually went ahead and pulled down all three of them and used them basically to store whatever I could find, or whatever I needed rather, in terms of clothing. Here you can sort of see even more space, some extra blankets, extra towels, all sorts of fun stuff, and the safe, which wasn't big enough for laptops that I own, but it was good enough for passports, wallets, stuff like that. The bathroom is decently sized. It is a tub shower, which I've been using fairly consistently, so I'll keep myself nice and clean. Got the head, and then there's only 1, 2, 3 shelves, but again, since it's just me, hey, I've had more than enough room. Plus the sink goes from wall to wall, so nothing falls through and has to be found on the floor, which is nice because that was an issue on my last cruise. It was beautiful, but there were spaces that things could fall through, and well, I didn't want to have to worry about that on a cruise. Here we have the desk and makeup kind of situation. You can see I've mostly been using it for storing the cans of soda I keep collecting from bars and forgetting to drink. So I've got a long night ahead of me, some word puzzles, some needlepoint projects that'll hopefully get done in time for Christmas. And then we have a very comfortable couch that I've mostly been using partially for storage, and a little coffee table that's been great for holding early morning breakfasts or any room service orders. Interesting art. I brought extra magnetic clips so I can keep my hat, my good luck cruising ferry. As for the lanyard that has the room key card, and then a magnetic spice rack that I use just as an extra shelf. They do actually have their own hooks, it's fairly substantial and nice. Here's the 2 double beds zipped together to make a kind of king/queen size bed that's perfectly fine for one person, and for 2 it's just good enough, and if there's 3, well then snuggling happens. Oh yeah, there's my title for being part of the Mariner Society, and you can see the luggage thing out because this is the last day. Tomorrow we debark, so they actually pulled out my suitcase, so I guess that's what I'm doing later today. Also, there's a huge mirror up there, very nice. Hello again. But like I said, this is my first ocean view, and I was pleasantly surprised because in previous trips I have actually been and seen my friends' ocean views, and they have a much smaller window with a deep shelf. This is floor-to-ceiling windows. It is obstructed. That's a lifeboat, presumably one I might need if things should go wrong. The nice thing is, while it is obstructed, I can see through the windows, and you can sort of see between. So as long as we're not going by actual Atlantis. It's like I was like, oh, it came up and some crazy time warp or science fiction warp, whatever. We'd actually see a city of gold. I might still be able to see bits and pieces of it. Plus, during one of our port days previously in this trip, I actually got to see them take this particular lifeboat out and down and tootle it around the water and bring it back up. So I at least know that one works. So, at any rate, this has been kind of the most last-minute-y kind of cruise I've ever been on. 3 weeks ago, I got a free interior room proposition from Holland America. I said, well, goodness, I'm not going to say no to that. And then as it turns out, they didn't have interior rooms left, so I got an ocean view. But it's been nice. It's been actually a really fun trip, and I've enjoyed it. So, but again, this is Holland America Eurodam for the trip March 28th to April 5th. And apparently after this, their next trip is a 20-day going through the Panama Canal to Seattle, or I think Seattle. At least they're going to be starting to do the Alaska trips. I don't know if they're porting out of Seattle or Victoria. I believe it's Seattle, based off of some of the conversations I've had, but I didn't take notes. At any rate, happy traveling, safe trips, and bon voyage.